6:30 in the morning, and I get up and I take a test, and I'm sitting there on the toilet, you know, heart thumping and racing and nervous, and it came back pregnant. And I looked at it, and I just thought to myself, oh shit.
I take 21 supplements a day to try to get pregnant.
I think all I did was eat very healthy, did my exercises.
I tried to conceive this child for 4 months, and I guess for some that's nothing.
About a year ago, I started with the almighty prenatal.
Even was trying the soy isoflavones.
Did a semen analysis for my husband.
Not only do I need prenatals, but I need to increase my folic acid.
I drank a lot of tea.
Soy isoflavones on the cycle that I actually did get pregnant. I took my temperature every morning.
This is fish oil.
And then also do an HCG trigger shot.
When you get to this point, you'll do about anything. Somebody told me go stand in the corner on your head and quack like a duck. I'd do it if it'd give me a baby.
We tried for 6 months.
With my second pregnancy, we tried for almost 3 years.
When you're looking at trying to conceive, it's like something that you think your body should just do. We're women, you know, where this is what your body does, is you get pregnant. And then when it doesn't just happen, it's bizarre.
You can go month after month after month and see no results.
What did I do wrong this time? Is something wrong with my body? Why did all those people lie to me when I was a kid saying, don't have sex, you'll get pregnant the first time?
Just month after month of negative pregnancy tests, all the hormones rushing through my body on the Clomid and getting nothing out of it.
It is the most trying process, and I think what makes it almost harder is that no one can talk about it. It was like all I could think about. It was all I Googled. It was all I looked up online. But at the end of the day, I couldn't ask anyone or tell anyone, oh my gosh, you know what, I ovulated today. Or like, yeah.
We finally got pregnant.
We were very excited.
All of our heartbreak and all of our tears have led up to this moment.
So I went to a store and found a onesie that said, do you believe in the Easter Bunny? And it was right around Easter. I went to my husband's work. I gave him a bag and a little card that said, we're going to be having a little peep.
We were beyond ecstatic. And
we were both really excited, and he goes, does this mean the same thing that it meant this morning? And I said, yeah, it does. It means I'm pregnant.
You know, it was just a joyous time for us. I remember that day. We went through names. We did the needle test where it's supposed to determine the gender.
I really didn't think anything was going to happen, you know. I was on birth boards and the internet, and I seen stories of, you know, women having miscarriages, and I just really didn't think it would happen to me. I was young, and it's just not something that you hear, that you typically associate with young women. You more associate it with older women.
And honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen to me.
10 to 25% of all pregnancies end in a miscarriage.
the week that we had decided that we were going to share, that's when the miscarriage happened, and it kind of came on all of a sudden.
Come back home and I felt a gush of blood.
As the day progressed, the blood increased and the cramps increased, and I had just decided that I'd call my doctor's office.
Didn't want to talk about it. I was so in shock and in so much pain that I went home and cried.
Understanding but not really wrapping my head around the situation. I remember telling him on the phone that I think I was having a miscarriage. I remember really not listening to anything he was saying. All I knew was that I was bleeding and I was not okay with it, and that I needed to get to a doctor.
I didn't even see my midwife first. They sent me to their ultrasound tech. She was really cold and had no feeling about it, and it really hurt that she basically just looked and said, well, you don't have a baby. Your baby's there, but it's not like there's no heartbeat. And it just broke my heart. And they sent me back out to the waiting room with a ton of, fully pregnant, happy women while I'm bawling my eyes out. And I'm trying not to, but it's killing me inside that was happening to me.
They just weren't sensitive to what I was going through. Basically, I was told there's nothing you can do. And even though that was the truth, I wanted to do something. I just knew, I had to do something to save this precious life. And it's more than a life, it's my child. And from the moment a woman sees that positive pregnancy test, there's a bond. And whether you meet that child or not, you love them.
And the hardest part was turning to my husband while we were driving home and saying, now we have to call and tell everyone what had happened. Now we have to tell them that we no longer have a baby.
I didn't hardly want to go anywhere because I didn't know when it was going to happen, and I didn't want to just lose my baby in a public restroom somewhere, and so it was really tough.
I mean, it's painful. It's very painful to go through and scary.
It was horrible. Something you can't prepare yourself to go through, ever.
No, a lot of people did not know I had that.
A lot of women suffer in silence and don't speak out about their issues.
I also had family members reach out, and I just felt so isolated that, oh, somebody had a miscarriage, can't talk about it.
And none of them I've had no support from nobody. I've basically done everything by myself and on my own. That's just how it is sometimes, I guess.
There's something of a feeling of shame and guilt associated with the miscarriage. I think I feel ashamed that it happened, because why couldn't I have a baby? Why did my baby have to die?
I think it was almost like she was ashamed that she couldn't, be a woman and carry another child.
And I felt like when I would hold in my pain from my miscarriages, it felt like it was worse. And it just seemed like no one really talked about that.
The second miscarriage was different though too, because then I realized that's 2 children that I have lost. That's 2 children we will never meet. That's 2 children who won't be in our home and in our families' lives.
It's a profound loss for some people.
It's very painful. You never forget it, and it's a piece of you that's always there missing you.
I opened up and told my story about the difficulties in getting pregnant, our fertility issues, and I was shocked at the amount of response that I had gotten, the outpouring of love.
I started talking about my miscarriages and how it made me feel.
No, you don't have to give your details about what happens in your bedroom when trying to make a baby, but share your frustrations. Share what's worked for one, and maybe it can help others. And the miscarriage part, the moment that people found out that I had a miscarriage, they were reaching out to me.
Because it's not something that you should ever be ashamed of, or something that you could help.
The one other thing that really got me through the whole situation was being able to talk to other people that are going through the same thing.
I have met wonderful, wonderful women and girls on this website, and since May of 2010 I am still friends with all of these women I have met. They were just excited about me being pregnant as I was.
It brought me together with a lot more friends. Besides my friends that I'd made online, which were the greatest ones of all of them.
I'll be real honest, it beats the shit out of you daily. But, you know, it's worth it. I don't even have children and I know that it's worth it. I will do whatever it takes for my husband and me to have a child.
And it was just something that I have been waiting for my whole entire life, for this moment. And I finally had it. It's a moment that I wish everyone could experience. That moment when something you wanted your whole entire life finally comes true.
I'm more thankful for this pregnancy than I was last time. I know it sounds terrible, but after seeing the, the struggles that every woman has faced, makes me ever so much more thankful for this one.
The ultrasounds look great, baby's bouncing around, and you're doing great, so I can't wait to find out whether it's a boy or a girl.
I'm excited, nervous, scared, all of the above. I like all the emotions.
2 healthy daughters, yes, 10 and 14, so I'm very blessed.
I'm glad that it's finally happening. It's been a long time coming.
It's something that still hasn't really kicked in. Here I am 7 weeks away from delivering, and it still hasn't hit me that I'm pregnant and that I'm going to be a mommy soon. I'm sitting here in her nursery and I'm looking at her crib and her changing table and her baby clothes, and I can't even fathom the thought that pretty soon my baby girl is going to be here. Something that took us so long to get is finally here, and it's something that I will never take for granted.